Hello and welcome. You are watching this video because you have shown interest in my Soul Expansion Bootcamp training. And I put together a series of videos and newsletter text just to give you a little tasters of what you can expect to dive deeper into if you choose to join me in the online 8-week program. Now, today's video is quite possibly one of the most life-changing tools I have ever come across. And it is a method that was devised by Dr. Ricky Jane Adams from the Institute for Intuitive Intelligence. And one of the things that I think makes this method so incredibly powerful in helping us shift from a state of doubt, anxiety, overwhelm, fear into a state of expanded higher vibrational love is because we are meeting ourselves where we're at and then transcending it. And I think you can agree that so much of the teachings, personal development, spiritual learnings in this day and age have tended towards favoring higher vibrational states or positive affirmations or positive energy. And whilst that's important and useful, what about the times we feel like shit? What about the times where we feel so blocked, burdened, weighted down by all of the stuff that's actually happening in our 3D reality, in our human experience? What do we do with that, right, when that's occurring? And how do we make that transition into a higher vibrational state where we can live in alignment with pleasure and joy and peace? What do we do with that? So this is why I'm going to teach you this particular method today and go so much deeper into the understandings behind it and even deeper into the process of it in the program. But I'll give you a taster of what it's like today. And this tool, if you take nothing else away from this series, let it be this one, because I can assure you, if you meet yourself with this practice of the micro method every single day, or several times a day, you are going to retrain the neural pathways of the brain, enabling you to move through and transcend challenges, doubts, fears a lot faster than if you were traditionally, left to feeling weighted down by them all. All right, so let's begin. The first thing I invite you to do is close down those beautiful eyes. Take a deep breath in through the nose and release out through the mouth with an audible sigh. That's right. Let's do that 2 more times of breathing in, fully expanding the chest and belly, and releasing through the mouth with an audible sigh. So do that 1 more time. And as you do, I'm just explaining that the intent behind the audible sigh is to disperse and diffuse any of the energy that you may have been carrying unconsciously. So that audible sigh just allows you to drop for a moment, and the breath takes you deeper into the body. And when we're in the body, we're more in the present moment. In the present moment, we're more able to shift what's presenting for us and meet ourselves in our truth. Okay, so with your eyes closed and allowing your breath to return to its own natural rhythm, I want you just to take a moment to scan through with awareness your physical body. And just notice where there is a feeling that is tense or stressful or fearful or uncertain. Just scanning through and noticing where there is something you're holding that's causing you challenge or pain. And when you've located it, you'll know it. Your body will give you kind of a twinge, or you'll feel just a heaviness there or a physical pain or sensation. And when you've located that, just take a couple of moments to inquire. And sometimes it helps to put your hand on your heart, but that's up to you. And just breathe and inquire of that part of you that's shown up. So for example, if all of a sudden you just are aware of this tension in the back of your head. So just inquiring into that. and inquiring as to what that energy might look like in the back of your head or feel like. What's the sensation there? If there was an image, is it like a visual of black, sludgy mess? Is it a feeling of pressure? What is it that you notice? And then as you become aware of what it is that you notice in that part of your body, invite the question of yourself. What is the dominant feeling here? What is the dominant feeling? And just trust yourself. Trust your intuition. Trust what arises instantly and presents to you. So you may hear just a few simple words. The dominant feeling is pressure. The dominant feeling is uncertainty, overwhelm, chaos, whatever presents for you. And then you acknowledge that that's there. And you take another breath and you go a little deeper. And you invite the question, what's deeper than that? What's deeper than that? And really you're seeking to inquire, what's this really about? What is it that I'm holding here? What's underneath that feeling of pressure or uncertainty or overwhelm? And just breathe and receive. And what's underneath it, maybe there's underneath the pressure, there's a feeling of trying to get it all right, but not having the time to do it. And just acknowledging what presents. And then just inviting, is there anything deeper than that? And you can ask a different way, what's the dominant fear here? What is it I'm really afraid of here? What is it I'm really holding on to here? And going to the core of it, being really direct, what is the dominant fear here? Underneath this, underneath the pressure, underneath the feeling that we're not going to get it all done, what is the dominant fear? And just wait and allow that to arise. And just trust when it arises, it will present. Perhaps it's, I'm afraid I'm not doing a good enough job. I'm afraid I'm not good enough. I'm afraid it's all going to fall apart. I'm afraid I'm not going to be able to cope. Whatever it is for you. And when it's arrived and landed, take another deep breath in, and if it helps, place your hand on that part of you that's holding that tension, that pressure, that fear, that doubt. And now that we have met this part, we've acknowledged there's a part of me that's holding this tension, this pressure, that underneath it is really fearful and feeling unworthy. And now we transcend it through the higher vibrational energy of love. So second part of this process, go ahead and scale the intensity that you're present to in your body on a scale of 1 to 10. So that fear, that doubt, that pressure, on a scale of 1 to 10, how present are you to it? How intense is it for you? 10 is it's debilitating. 0 is it doesn't exist. You just scale it. So you might say, sitting at about a 7 out of 10 in that feeling of pressure and unworthiness. And then we do our heart congruent practice. So I want you to take your hand or 2 fingers to the center of your chest. I don't know if I'm in the video there. And going to the center of your chest signals to the nervous system that it's safe for you to relax and that you're now accessing deeper levels of vibrational energy from this part of your body. And in the program we go into understanding the science and the wisdom behind accessing the heart energy first. And so now you breathe into what we did in the first video here, which was radical gratitude. So I want you to now turn your attention to feelings of absolute gratitude and bliss. And at first you may think, how do I make that leap from, being stressed and in pain and tension to feelings of gratitude? And the easiest way is to bring to mind memories or events or experiences, simple pleasures. Don't overcomplicate it. Could be as simple as a delicious cup of tea. It could be, when you witness a flower, it just blossoms your heart open. It could be the sound of the rain on a roof that just brings you into an immediate state of joy, a particular song that you hear, a loved one that you enjoy engaging with. Just begin to think about and relive the experience of joy and gratitude and pleasure in your body. And you have to give yourself over fully to this feeling. You can't cheap yourself on it. You can't just sit in the level of the mind and think about it. You must allow yourself to be moved deeply by that state of pleasure and joy and gratitude. For it is in the feeling state that the true shift occurs and the reprogramming happens. So you spend some time stacking memories, evoking feelings of bliss and gratitude and joy. Let yourself be moved by your emotional deliciousness. Breathe into your heart center. Feel the warmth and the expansion. If it helps, envision a beautiful sacred light awakening at the center, or a flower blossoming open, and just flooding yourself with feelings of joy and peace and gratitude. Giving yourself over fully to these feelings. And don't worry if at first you try this and you feel numb or blocked. This is practice for a reason. Right? When you first try yoga, do you get every pose straight away? When you first meditate, do you get a sense of clarity and intuitive certainty straight away? Not usually. It's a practice. The more you meet yourself here, the more you're willing to lean in and devote to the energy of expanding through your heart, the easier it becomes. The more you focus on gratitude, the more things you discover you have to be thankful for. So keep breathing, engaging and feeling into things that deeply move you. Things you're so grateful for. Expand through the heart. Feel the joy. Let that energy wash over you and through you and expand you, raising your vibration. So grateful. Simple pleasures. Pockets and moments in time that have moved you deeply. People that light you up. This is your experience. Allow yourself to receive. That's right. Taking a deep breath in through the nose, filling the belly and chest as much as possible, and holding. And release through the mouth with an audible sigh. That's right, and just allowing your breath to return to its own natural rhythm. And just stretch and move out your body. And just take a moment now to scan through for your original feeling of pressure or stress, uncertainty, fear or doubt. And just go ahead and scale it again on a scale of 1 to 10 with how intense or how present it is to you. And that number should have come down. And depending on how connected and how deeply immersed in the vibration of love and gratitude you were, it will determine how low that number becomes. And it's okay if you've only dropped by one number. It's working. And now I invite you to go back and repeat the process until that number gets down to a 2 or below. Once you've hit a 2 or below, you can celebrate that you've really transcended that lower level vibration, that lower energy that's been weighting you down and contributing to aches and pains in the body. Now, this is a practice, a tool I want you to bring into your daily life. If you meet yourself here every single day, multiple times a day, my goodness, I tell you, the liberation and the expansion, this is my daily practice. This is what I do every single day in daily devotion. I meet myself and I clear out that basement of the niggles, the frustrations, the little bits of resentment that might be coming up, the little fears, the little beliefs that if left unattended, if suppressed, pushed away, ignored, they grow and they build until you're oscillating at a state of overwhelm, anxiety, fear, and doubt, depression, right? When we meet it, though, as it arises, we can transmute it really quickly. And then we realign ourselves into that vibrational state that becomes a match for more of the same, right? More love, more things to be grateful for, more bliss, more pleasure. Okay? So I hope you enjoyed this. It has been a joy and a privilege to share it with you, and I cannot wait to go deeper with this in the program. And if I don't see you in the program, please take this and use this tool anyway, because it is life-changing and extraordinary, and you deserve that. Namaste.